spinning bird kick. Good morning and welcome to Whenever You Are. I am Bandit Hayes, and today I'm going to be talking about the Chun-Li story from Street Fighter. Now here's the thing, back in the day when I was but a wee lad bunking off school to go play Street Fighter 2 at the arcades, my favourite character was always Ken, because by far Ken is the best. But when I started playing it on the Super NES, the storyline that interested me the most was the Chun-Li revenge story on M. Bison. So when it was finally announced that they're going to be making a movie on it, I was pretty excited. I was really looking forward to it, and then the movie finally came out, went to see it, and it was absolutely terrible. But anyway, I still like the stories. Let's talk about this. So here we have little Chun-Li, or Chun-Li if you're Chinese, and no, that's not racist, that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, she's just a regular little girl doing regular little girl things like playing classic piano because her dad made her do it. I think Chinese parents normally force their kids into playing classic piano. That might be a little bit racist. Anyway, turns out that little Chun-Li, although enjoyed playing the piano, she'd rather learn wushu from her dad. She'll watch him practice and then join in. And as far as this story goes, wushu was pretty useless. I mean, it did nothing to stop M. Bison turning up to their house with his goons, making demands, and then walking out with Mr. Chun-Li like a Chinese takeaway. I'm pretty sure that one was racist. But to be fair, I'm oversimplifying. Choosing not to work with Bison means that you end up beheaded and then they send a dude from American Pie to investigate. Can't be too mad at Nash though. I mean, I'd love my job too if I got paid to make out with Moon Bloodgood. Anyway, back to Chun-Li. So that's the basis of her story. She grows up to play piano professionally, marries Lex Luthor because she thought she was pregnant, then divorces Lex Luthor when she realized that Lex faked her pregnancy. I didn't actually watch Smallville, but that sounds like a retarded story. By the way, why is that every Smallville fan tries to recommend that show using the exact same line? Oh man, you really gotta get into Smallville. It gets really good after season 8. Dude, there are 10 seasons, so you telling me that the vast majority of it is crap, and you have to sit through all that crap just for it to get good after season 8, so that's what, 9 and 10, only 2 good seasons? How much of my life are you trying to get me to waste? You are not making the show sound appealing at all. Anyway, so one day Chun-Li starts getting stalked by an older guy with a mustache, and you know I don't trust nobody with a mustache. But she gets a message telling her to go to Bangkok, and she says, "Fook it, may as well, right?" By the way, I was going to make a Bangkok joke, but it was too hard. Boom. So she goes to Bangkok, and when she gets there, it turns out that the guy that was stalking her, the same guy that sent her the message, is a martial arts master called Gen, who is the leader of the Order of the Web, and he furthers her training. But here's what's stupid about this. Gen got himself into a fight with some street punks and allowed himself to get beaten up so Chun-Li could come to the rescue, right? First of all, any number of people could have broken up that fight before Chun-Li got there. So if that was supposed to be some kind of test, why not do it in a place where there aren't so many people around? And if it was supposed to be some kind of test, then clearly she fails, because on another occasion, she sees a shopkeeper getting robbed and does nothing. She's even standing there saying, "Oh, I wish I could have done something about it." And I'm like, wait a minute. This woman just helped out an old man, later beats up some more street punks, later beats up a whole bunch of armed gangsters in a nightclub. Clearly, she could have done something about it. Also, what was the point of the Order of the Web? I mean, they got their minions around, giving Chun-Li spring rolls, telling her where to go, but not one of them also knows Kung Fu? They make the Order of the Web out to be like this big organization, but all we really see is a corner shop. Not even a corner shop. The Order of the Web are like the Chinese woman that comes into the barbers trying to sell you pirate DVDs. That was definitely racist. And why is Gen even training Chun-Li anyway? I mean, if Gen already knew about Bison and even used to roll with him, what was Gen doing in between the years of little girl Chun-Li and Kristen Kruk Chun-Li? Was he seriously just waiting around for a 10-year-old girl to grow up so he can stalk her, manipulate her into going to Bangkok, then train her to fight a ruthless crime boss that has killed every single one of his enemies but him? How are you going to leave that up to somebody who's just turned up, hasn't even learnt the lightning kick yet, which by the way is the easiest move to do, it's just hitting the medium kick button repeatedly. Probably looks really weird on camera, and that's why I don't trust dudes with moustaches. This guy looks like his agent told him that he was going to be auditioning to play the bad guy in a Bruce Lee movie, but then when he found out what it was, he's like, okay, let me shave this off real quick, but couldn't get it close enough. Gillette, nigga, Gillette. But I will give props for the spring roll though. Here's some trivia. The name Chun-Li means spring beautiful, and in that scene she was supposed to be really hungry, so you know that spring roll must have looked like Moon Bloodgood. Now, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the final fights between Chun-Li and M. Bison. I mean, all things considered, it was a pretty decent fight. Not brilliant, but it was okay for what it was. But I don't like the fact that M. Bison doesn't use psycho power, especially as Chun-Li does use ki energy, but whatever. I mean, here's the real thing. When it ends, Chun-Li kills M. Bison brutally. I mean, it was like something out of Mortal Kombat.
Finish him! Fatality!
Now, I'm okay with that, but it happens in front of Bison's daughter, and she has literally zero reaction to watching her father do an owl impression. Now, I know the story's supposed to be that he hasn't seen his daughter for a long time, so they don't know each other all too well and all that kind of stuff, but I find it hard to believe that anybody can be that calm after watching their father do the twist, especially when Bison is supposed to have transferred all his goodness into her. So either Bison had no goodness to begin with and thus transferred nothing, or what I think happened, the transfer operation failed and then Bison unknowingly kept his good conscience. It would explain why he kills all his enemies but seemingly has spared his old friend Gen for so long. He only kills Chun-Li's dad because he wanted to keep a promise. But when Mr. Chun-Li was working for Bison, he had his own office with lots of space, healthy food, and a view that could be changed to anything you want. Just saying, as far as super evil bad guys go, working for Bison clearly has its perks. So maybe Bison isn't as bad as they made him out to be. Maybe people just kept telling him that he's a bad guy, so eventually he started to believe it himself. Maybe Bison was just misunderstood. And maybe, just maybe, had he been able to reunite properly with his daughter, maybe he would have seen the error of his ways and then used his money and his influence to spread good throughout the world. But we'll never know, thanks to Gen and his mustache. Anyway, the biggest issue I have with this film is that it doesn't really seem like it knows what it wants to be, whether it wants to be a serious look at the Chun-Li story or maybe a bit more tongue-in-cheek. Now, it seems to me that they were trying to be more serious, but then absolutely flopped hard at that. I don't mind that they made changes. I mean, they kind of had to because the storyline from the video games really wasn't that fleshed out. Bison kills Chun-Li's dad, Chun-Li enters the Street Fighter tournament, and when she finally destroys Bison and her father can rest in peace, she goes back to being a young single girl. I don't understand how you go back to being a young single girl. I mean, did she grow old and get married for the tournament? And if she did, what happened to her husband? Does he know she's going back to being a young single girl? Is he okay with this? I need to know these things. And I don't know about you, but it seems kind of odd to me, maybe even a little bit disrespectful, to visit your father's grave in the exact same clothes that you just traveled around the world in, fighting a bunch of people. Getting all dirty and sweaty, you defeat Bison and it's like, yeah, let me go visit my father's grave. Okay, cool, but you can't take a shower first? And I'm not saying that she should have visited her father's grave in her Batty Riders. I'm just saying, surely she's got more than 2 sets of clothing. Or more than 3 if player 2 also selects Chun-Li. Now, with the Street Fighter movie, they did add a little bit more to the Chun-Li story, which I liked. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the film. When Chun-Li is telling Bison a story about how he and his gang raided their village, and then her father gathered some farmers together and they stood against him, and then Bison had her father shot while running away. And then M. Bison, played by Raul Julia, has one of the greatest lines in movie history, and I don't care what you think about this movie, whether you love it, hate it, somewhere in the middle, when he says, for you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday. Anyway, in that movie, it's Guile that defeats Bison at the end, which is cool and all. I mean, I get it. Van Damme was the bigger star, but I did always feel like it would have been a better idea to go with in Bison and Chun-Li, but hey, it is what it is. It's still a cool movie. Still, that movie gets mad props for the very last shot when everybody does their victory poses, even though it makes absolutely no sense at all, especially Cammy, who's just like, yeah, let me just show my butt to the camera, because reasons. By the way, side note, as far as I'm concerned, there is only one Kylie, and there ain't nobody in a Pepsi commercial. Just saying. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, is worth mentioning, although that focuses more on Ken and Ryu's story. And it is pronounced Ryu, not Ryu. In Legend of Chun-Li, Gen actually does say Ryu, which is unforgivable. But mustaches, you can't trust him. Anyway, it's really just worth mentioning for the fight scene between Chun-Li and Vega, which was awesome. It goes back and forth, Chun-Li gets cut up real bad, but still gets in the spinning bird kick and the lightning kick. And it really makes the Chun-Li versus Vega fights in The Legend of Chun-Li just even more disappointing. They make Vega out to be this badass. He beheads all the crime bosses, Bison refers to him as the insurance policy, all that just so he can get taken out like boom boom pow. And that is what I think of the Chun-Li story. What do you think? Call a circle forward attack or hold it down? Let me know down below, and if you liked this video, give it a like and share it amongst your friends. If you did not like it, then give it a dislike and share it amongst your enemies. Either way, let me know your reasons in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and until whenever, if ever, down, right, up, left, YB.